Hey everybody, it's Millie with Crafting in My PJs. And Gabby too in the background. Sorry about that. She's extra spicy today. I don't know why. Okay, today's video, if you're here for crafting, it's Sunday morning, guys. Today is the training, is the running, training for Wine and Dine. So we are starting, what are we starting? Week six training for Disney's Wine and Dine. So I'm hoping you're here for that. All right, if you are a new visitor, welcome to my channel. And if you are a returning friend, welcome as well. I hope your training's going well. So this channel on Sunday mornings, we put out a video in training for Disney's Wine and Dine. If you're not doing Disney's Wine and Dine and you're training for something else, then welcome. Follow along. If you're not even training for anything, but need some help, need some motivation, well, come on down, because that's why I'm doing this video, because we all need support. We all need help. And oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go do something with the bird so she'll quiet down. Let me go give her a treat and I'll be right back. Okay, I fed her and the other parrot some popcorn, so hopefully they'll be entertained for a little while. They just love it when I talk and then they start screaming. I don't know why. Maybe they think because then they get some food. But I just fed them. I don't know. Anyway, so we are just finishing up week 5. We are getting ready to start week 6. Now I am filming this a few days before week 5 is actually over, so I don't have all my data to show you. But how did your week go? Did you get out there and move? Did you start putting in some running? If you're only walking, did you start putting in a little bit of running? I mean, you could do the race completely walking too. That's fine. Did you have other goals? Like I have other goals, which is weight loss and, well, and to try and heal here. But, so yes, I mean, the weight loss is maintained this week because I had lost a chunk last week because I had a stomach virus, but now I'm kind of recouping from that, so I maintained. So I think that's okay. I did get out there and I did do my runs. My Pio and Body Blast teacher is back from vacation, so I made 3 out of the 4 classes. I'm very excited about that. I love Pio. Body Blast I tolerate. I love Pio. I am starting to really like Body Blast. I like the dancing. But the Pio, I feel like it's helping my ankles and my feet, kind of a plantar fasciitis kind of thing I was having trouble with. And I feel like all of the toe raises, and so I've added that into my stretching before a run too. I do a lot of toe raises. I probably look silly out there, but who cares? All right, I was able to get my runs in. My runs were great. I went up to 4 miles for my run walk. I do an interval system. I do couch to 10K, an app, and I happen to have downloaded that years ago, so I didn't have to pay for it. And eventually, I guess, the way the app seems to be turning, I might end up having to pay because both my 5K and my half versions are no longer free, like all the way through. But my 10K is. So I follow my 10K, and then the rest of the walk or the distance, I do different things. Sometimes I go back and I do a short interval system. Sometimes I just walk it, but I try to add more movement in because I'm really trying to keep the speed up, because I need to stay under 16 minutes a mile so that I don't get swept by the balloon ladies in the 10K. In the 5K, I think you're okay. There's no balloon ladies from what I understand, but I've never done a 5K over at Disney before. I've only done the 10K and the half. All right, so enough talking. So I did okay. I had a good week. So far, I've had a good week. And I increased my distance, so my speed went down just a touch, but that's okay. I'm also getting over a stomach virus. So I'm really trying to not beat myself up about that. And last week we talked about warming up and cooling down and the importance of it in whatever kind of workout you do. Even if it's doing something like the machines at the gym, you really should warm up those muscles first. Give everything a little get to go so that you're not shocking your system. Well, this week, our topic is products that you may use in order to make a run more comfortable. Now, I'm talking legal products, of course. I'm talking ointments, I'm talking creams, I'm talking gels, I'm talking different things. I have an itchy nose today. What is this? I'm talking different things that might help your body. Okay, so let's start with, you do a lot of movement, and this could even be going to Disney Park and walking 10,000 steps. You do a lot of movement, you have sore muscles, you sweat. I mean, it is Florida. Even if you don't move a whole lot, you're gonna sweat. And when that sweat touches your skin, it causes breakdown and it causes soreness. And then you add in things like clothing or skin rubbing together, like those inner thighs or your arms. And the friction causes even more breakdown. Now, you would think all the training you do, you would figure out in your body. There goes the mailman's here, or the mail person. You hear the dogs. You would figure out all of what's going to happen to your body. But guess what? All the training I did, I never have had trouble with road rash or we call it chub rub or any of that until I've actually done a race. So I don't know why. My first experience with chub rub was for the Crescent City Classic that I did, the first race I did. Well, I don't know if it was my first one, but it was a race. It was the first Crescent City Classic. And that is a 10K. So it's 6 miles, and I experienced a rash, but it didn't hit me until I got home. And so that was a relief. So I have some products that I use to try and prevent those things. And I have some strategies that I take with me to Disney specifically in order to help, because after you've done the race, you might want to go to the park, or you have a race the next day. If you're doing 2 races or the challenge, you might be doing 3 races. If you're doing 5K, 10K, half, you might have 3 days. So if something hurts you on day 1, how are you going to maintain that? How are you going to get it over it and protect it so that it doesn't affect you on day 2 or day 3? Sometimes you can find products in the gift shops at the hotel. You could always take an Uber and run over to Walmart or somewhere and get some products. But best to be prepared, right? This doesn't take a lot of room in your travel. So let's be prepared. All right. So the first thing that I always have on me is some sort of body glide. Now, they sell, this one is Gold Bond Friction Defense. That's the one I've used. That's the one I like. It rolls on. It's kind of a, kind of a paste, like a deodorant. So it rolls on just like a deodorant. So you can apply this in between your legs, the thigh area. You can also apply here, because for some reason that hit me one time. Out of all the races I've done, one time I guess the shirt touched the wrong way. So body glide, you put it on before the race. It's clear, it doesn't show, and it helps keep those areas from frictioning on you. Now, my niece, she puts it everywhere. like girl body. Well, that's her joke. So I'm assuming she does. She does triathlons now. So I take her advice, that's for sure. So Gold Bond or Body Glide, or I don't know the other brands out there, but this one is the one I use. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it over the counter at almost any pharmacy you go to. Wonderful product. So that's a preventative. The other preventative that I can add in there is know your clothing. Now, Disney races are famous for people dressing up in tutus and different things, and we're going to talk about that on one of our videos. But make sure you know the clothes you're wearing that day for the races, each race. Make sure you know, how does it fit? How does it feel? Make sure you've done a workout or two in those clothes so there's no surprise. That's the best thing I can tell you too, even though sometimes you get surprised by that. All right, so Body Glide, some sort of Body Glide. All right, so say you've done your your race, and all of a sudden, surprise, surprise, you have some chub rub, and it stings like crazy. So what can you do? Now, this even goes, I gave this suggestion to a friend of mine who has not run a race in her life and will never, but she is a Disney fanatic and she will walk at Disney. And I tuned her in onto this product because she had some rub from just walking at Disney in the heat, and it is Boudreaux's butt paste. Now, y'all, any kind of cream, diaper rash type cream is great. And Boudreaux's, even though it's marketed as like a baby diaper rash cream, it's not for diaper rash. It's for any rash, any irritation. It's extremely thick. This is brand new because I used up the other one, and I went and got some refills on things. Oh, I don't know if I can get this off. There we go. All right, I'm going to see how thick it is. Oh, it's wonderful. This stuff is wonderful. Let me get it back in. I won't waste any of it. Oh, it's going back in. It's going back in. All right, so it's a very thick paste. You put it on the area affected. It's going to feel better right away. It's going to help the healing process, and hopefully it will give you some protection from further damage. You will be amazed at the spots on your body that will break down due to sweat. It's crazy. And then friction. Yeah. So anyway. All right. So those are my secrets. A preventative, and then after, you know, you already have it. So those are the two things I make sure they are in my suitcase. This is a big one, 4 ounces. It should still go in a carry-on. They are in my suitcase when I go to Disney. I literally have a running bag of stuff, like for running. And so that's it. All right. So now, so much movement, it sore muscles, right? So my go-to, I learned this from a nurse friend of mine, and I haven't found anything better. I have one more thing I use in sometimes if I don't have this available. But, and you will find this product at Disney as well, in the med tents, and they do have med tents set up. Now, I've not run a 5K, so I don't know what they have for a 5K, but I do know they have it before the race in the med tent. The half, and I'm sure the marathon, they definitely have med tents throughout the race, 2, 3 at least. And they have pump things of this, and it's called BioFreeze. Oops. BioFreeze. Sorry about that. BioFreeze. And it's wonderful. It's a blue gel. It's brand new too, because I used up the others. I had like 3 bottles, and then at one point I just kind of like squished one bottle into the other bottle. So it's this blue. It doesn't show up blue on there. It shows up clear. It's a gel. It's a gel, and it goes on cool, and then you'll feel a warming, and it numbs those muscles. And so I use this on like sciatica, my back. I also will use it on my feet when I have trouble with the plantar fasciitis, on my ankles. And so this is my knees. I put it on my knees. So I slather this stuff on all my major body points before the race while they're not hurting. And then sometimes I have stopped during a race at a med tent, and I have used the BioFreeze on areas that still hurt, that now are hurting more. So the BioFreeze is wonderful. It's a wonderful muscle cream. There's also a muscle cream, and I forgot to bring it in here. There's also a muscle cream, and it's called Muscle Rub. And it's at Dollar Tree. So it's $1.25, and it comes in a smaller tube than this, not big. But it does a pretty decent job too for $1.25. This is $15. The tube, the little tube, $1.25. But this is my go-to. Muscle Rub is if I don't have this available. This also comes in patches. It comes in sprays. It comes in, I don't know what else. Like, I don't know. But patches, and I did see that patch, and I thought, well, that might be something to have on me, you know, for like your back or something. But I got this today. So it comes in several different versions. Again, have it on hand, whatever you use, and have it ready to go, even if you don't think you're going to need it. You'd be surprised. And then you don't want to waste your rest time after the race, or your Disney time after the race, going around searching for things to make you feel better. So that's my Muscle Rub. All right. So the other, not a preventative, but sort of, the other advice I can give to you is make sure you bring with you. And I literally, when I am a park enthusiast, so I'm at Universal and Disney several times a year, and I have on me Band-Aids, several sizes, several different kinds, whatever's in my cabinet at home. I fill a small Ziploc bag with different Band-Aids, and I carry it in my backpack when we go to the park. Because you would be surprised how tennis shoes that are perfectly comfortable in every other situation all of a sudden give you a blister. Had a friend who came with me for a Disney race. She really had not trained, so she didn't have any idea of what her body was going to do. She got a blister this big, like a blood blister on the bottom of her foot. You know, things moved. Didn't know how her socks were going to react. You add sweat. You add distance you're not used to. She looked all over for something to cover that. I mean, Band-Aids really weren't going to cover that. And she ended up finding some moleskin in one of the Disney gift shops, and she was able to patch herself up for the next day for the second race. So I always have these on me. I don't bring them with me to the race, because honestly, they have med tents. If I'm going to need a Band-Aid, I'll stop at a med tent. But I'm going to have them on me in the hotel room. And then if I go to the park, I always carry them on me. I have given them away to people who have developed, you know, blisters and not realized their shoes were going to give them that. So strangers, I just give them away. I'm like the Band-Aid lady. But if you, even a very small bag that you're carrying with you can hold some Band-Aids, and it's a good thing. Chapstick. Oh, I didn't bring one with me. Chapstick is a wonderful thing to have. Wonderful thing to have. Bring it to the park. if you want to bring it to the race, but you know, I don't want to carry all this stuff with me. But chapstick, have chapstick. And the other suggestion I have for you, and this is for the ladies and the gentlemen out there, is during your training and at the park, make sure you have some sunscreen. I wear, I have face cream, like moisturizer, that has 30 SPF in it. And I wear that. I have already had some basal cell stuff removed. So you don't want that to happen. You want to protect before your skin is precious. Shoulders too. I love, or used to, I've gotten older and I've gotten heavier, so I haven't gotten comfortable back in my tank tops like I used to wear. But your shoulders, my shoulders, I've already had something removed from my shoulder too. It was precancerous. So, but you have to protect that skin too. So make sure you have your sunscreen. And I bought sunscreen. I didn't bring it in here to show you. I did buy sunscreen today. For this area. For my face, I look specifically for stuff that is not going to melt and sweat in my eyes and then cause major burning and irritation. So that's why I kind of stick with my moisturizer. I put it on before I go out to the race, and then everything seems to be okay. All right, so those are my secret products. What are your secret products? What do you use? If you are already out there, what have you found that helps? I'd love to know. Please put something in the comments down below. That would help me out wonderfully. All right, so guys, what's my quote today? I didn't bring it down to the table. You have to do all kind of camera moving and everything, and lights and all. So this is my quote for this week. We are now on week 6. So last week on week 5, I said onward and upward. That was my daily thing, like my daily thing to think of. Onward and upward. I am doing this. And then this week it is keep it going. I feel like I'm doing a good job. So I want to keep it going. All right. And this is my quote. What seems impossible today will one day be your warm-up. You're going to do this too. It's going to be okay. You put in the work, you put in the time, you are going to get the results. I promise you. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you like my secret products. I can't wait to hear what are your secret products. What are your secret things you do to help with these kinds of issues? Not just at the races at the park, but day to day. This stuff, Boudreaux, I use him, often because I sweat and I get, sore. So, there you go. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful week. Week 6, we have 26 weeks left before race week. So, for those of you training for the half, if you haven't started your training plan yet, you will be in the next 7 weeks or so. You'll be kind of starting that, at least by week 19. You'll be starting that, I would assume. All right, so good luck, guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you later. Bye.